What's going on, YouTube? So it's Martin
and Christina
from Thrift Store Gold back at you with another live interview. So today we got rookie resellers in the house, Adam and Ashley. Say what's up.
What's up, you guys?
So they've been doing Amazon FBA with books for how long now?
We started at the end of January.
Oh,
so
nice.
Just a little over a month.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
For how long
this
now?
is my fault.
We started at the end.
So, I forgot what I was going to ask. Well, it looks like we got, I want to say hi to Bryant Willings. He's in the chat. And then we got Darren Coons. What's up? And then, oh, Dab Kitty Sparkles is in.
Yeah,
nice to see you.
Favorite.
Yes.
Dab Kitty Sparkles.
Love it.
I think her, she said her kid picked out the name.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love it.
Yeah.
So for you guys watching, their name is Adam and Ashley, and they've been doing Amazon FBA books. So we got 8 questions pretty much all lined up about that and about your e-commerce business.
Yeah, and doing it as a couple like we are.
Yeah.
So it's nice to talk to other people who are doing it together. Because most people, like, they're just all by themselves.
They tell me that their like girlfriend or wife hates what they're doing and they don't want any part of it. Yeah. Okay, well, like,
yeah.
So it's really awesome to get our first couple on the live stream. And
I'm happy to do it.
Yes, absolutely. We are honored.
So let's jump right in the first question.
All right. So our first question for you guys is, what made you guys start reselling online?
Cool. So I guess I'll take this first one because I was sort of the driver. We both have regular day jobs where we kind of both have like desk jobs, but we both have kind of wanted that freedom to maybe start getting away from that, maybe try and get into some sort of remote type of agreement where we kind of have freedom of location and freedom of time where we're not working like the same 9 to 5 every day. Like neither of us have any issue with working 8 hours a day, but being able to decide to work 2 here and then 6 later, or 10 on one day and 2 on another.
Really.
That was the main driver of it. So we were looking for ways to do that, and we looked at a few other models that you can do online and online businesses. But once we started to sort of explore reselling a little bit, we found really good community like you guys, and
we appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Been really great.
Everyone's been super friendly and lots of tips, and we actually started to see a little success. It's still very small, but a little success more quickly than anything else we've tried. So that kind of spurred us on to explore it a little further.
That's really awesome.
That is really, really awesome. It was like the same boat for us too. We really wanted to just have the like freedom and to be able to work whenever like we wanted to, because you're right. Like, I don't hate working my 9 to 5 job.
I hated my job. I was doing construction, working with concrete. That was horrible.
Yeah. Totally get it, but it makes me want to get away.
Yeah.
But the freedom part, that's like the most like valuable thing, is just you can have freedom. Like you said, you can work 6 hours and then take a break and then work another however many hours, like, or you can work all like 16 hours in one day and then take the next day off or something, you know?
Exactly. And you can work from anywhere, which is another goal. We eventually want to move somewhere just different and kind of see what, you know, explore other places outside of Georgia. And it's kind of hard to do that when you're stuck at a 9 to 5 that, you know, transfers aren't really always there. So
they don't typically allow for that. They want you in the same location. They want to be able to depend on you being there.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, they want you there.
So it looks like we got some comments going on.
Yes, Duncan said, but I am watching the Auction Professor live, frowny face. I don't know who that is.
That's probably just another YouTuber. You should be watching us. I don't know why.
I don't know who that is, but ours is better.
Yeah, ours is better.
This is great content.
Oh, that's too dark. Chase said, hey, y'all.
What's up, Chase?
Hey, y'all, is our accent there.
You always got to read it in his accent.
Accent. But Darren said, more freedom, less work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's the dream.
There's a lot of work to be done with this.
Yeah, and we're learning that. You know, we're working 9 to 5 throughout the week, and then, you know, on weekends we've been so busy that we're like, we gotta go source. We have to go source some books, but it's like, gosh, but you really just want to rest from the busy week, but you just have to get out and do it.
Yeah.
It is tough, especially like because on my days off, I want to come home and literally just sleep all day.
And I don't let it.
Feel that.
Same.
Yeah, and I can't. So.
Yes, and you can wake up early and hit the book sales early and get there before everybody else. So not only like you're working on the weekends, but you're waking up earlier than you do for the work week. So
I know
it'll be worth it for sure.
Oh yeah.
What made you guys decide to like do books? Sorry, I'm straying from the questions. But I'm just so scared.
Yeah. So yeah, honestly, we just kind of stumbled into it. I saw obviously some Reezy videos. He's sort of like the most well-known person that flips books, and then the more I looked into it, I was like, this is actually pretty simple as far as the business model of it. There's not a lot to learn. And one of the things that Reezy said that was a major selling point for me was like, when you make mistakes in books, they're really small mistakes because they can be found so cheaply. So like, it's not like you're going to invest $100 into a book and then not be able to sell it. You may invest $1 to $5 at most if it's like a textbook. And then if you fail, okay, it was $5. Like you don't want to lose $5, but at the same time, you can recover from that. And so that was something that was definitely a motivating factor in us getting into books, is that they're everywhere.
Yeah.
You can find them pretty readily. There's tons of Goodwills and libraries and all that stuff around us. So just access was a main driver.
Yeah. I never even thought of a library
selling
books.
Yeah, it's
where
really
we get
interesting.
Most of ours from, honestly. I mean, usually we source the most books from library book sales, and we have like a whole calendar like right behind the computer right now with all the upcoming sales for the next month. So what time they start, how much the books are going for, things like that.
Those work with us really well as well because they're usually on weekends. And so when we're not working, when we don't have to be somewhere, we can just get up early on a Saturday and go and just try and knock out as much as we can. And usually it's a bunch of books that have been donated or have gotten older. And occasionally you can find they'll do what's called a bag sale. And you basically just bring a reusable bag. You pay $5 or $7 and you can get as many books as you can fit in there. Then your buy cost for books is like down and under $1.
Yeah.
And so then the mistakes are even smaller.
Yes.
So there's a lot of low risk but high profit.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
There you go.
She's gonna read some of the comments.
Oh,
we got
too many coming in.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Let's see. Back to the reseller community being so amazing. Dab Kitty said that yes, it's a great community because like seriously, we jumped into this and just felt like so much love from literally everybody, and it was just like crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's really amazing. We have a whole like highlight reel of just like
on our Instagram page.
Instagram page.
I just did a
really nice people just reaching out, encouraging us to keep going and giving us tips. And if we ever have questions, I'm sure you guys do the same, but if you have a question, we always just are like, hey, you guys, what is this? Like, what is this? And people jump on it, so quick. So it's really great.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's so many people that reach out to us to help us or that even need the help. And if we can help them, we're really glad to help because that's what we really want to like get into is more like teaching people and showing people that everybody can do reselling. It doesn't have to be a guy like Reezy's, it can be any Joe Schmo, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
There's retail everywhere, so it doesn't matter if it's a Walmart or books or whatever. And then they, the online arbitrage, if you are somewhere where there aren't that many stores, there are even people who just do it 100% online. And they'll literally have it shipped from one place to, I heard you say something about drop shippers on eBay. In the sourcing video you guys did at Walmart.
Yeah, we've been dabbling a little bit in the drop shipping the past couple weeks.
But now I know what to look out for when I'm on eBay and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's a stock photo. That definitely came from Walmart.
But the point is like the model is available to anyone really. Like if you have an internet connection, you can make it happen.
Exactly. Let's see. Darren wants to know though, what's a hot selling book or author that you found?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would say, we have a lot of good luck with like health related books and price books.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a specific author, but certain genres do better than others.
Like
Okay.
Like nonfiction. So
almost always nonfiction. We hit very few fiction books.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I never mass produced a lot of times, and I think we have better luck finding books that are not produced as much. So they're rare. Cost goes up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of times, the more valuable ones are like the more niche they are, the more valuable they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever found any cookbooks that had good resale?
Yeah,
actually did. Do you still have the?
Now we sent it in.
Oh, we sent it in. Okay.
yeah,
exactly. But we had, what was it? It was signed by the authors. Actually.
Yeah, we found this book. It was called. It just was called Enchiladas, and a book that was written by these two like restaurateurs in San Antonio. And I picked up the book from a Goodwill just because it was in super good condition. And I was like, this is actually just a pretty book. I'm sure it has to be the worst something.
Right.
And I got it home and we were looking it up and I flipped to the inside cover and it was actually signed by the two authors.
Wow.
I'm not sure how much to Georgia from San Antonio, but
yeah,
it was worth, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 bucks, but it only cost us $1.50 or something. So
nice.
Yeah.
There's had to put like in the Amazon notes, like signed by original authors. Which is kind of cool, right? Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool just to add, be like, oh, it's signed.
Yeah.
We're just gonna start signing them all.
Yeah.
So someone's like, this is
I have a copy and it doesn't look like that.
They compare the autographs.
Exactly.
But we have Mark in the house. He said, hey
Mark.
guys, just saw that you're live. Great info. Love it.
Yes, Mark does FBA. Mark Colbert or
Corbett.
I'm sorry, I really just messed up your last name, but he's
super big with books.
Yeah, he's in Rhode Island, and I think he runs like a flea market like area with like him and his mom, and they have a warehouse and everything, and they've been doing FBM books.
That's awesome. There's so many models even within books.
Yeah,
there are people who do merchant fulfilled, and they'll actually hold on to all the books themselves and wait for the orders, ship them out themselves. Then there are people who buy in massive bulk these huge cardboard boxes, gaylords, just tons and tons of books, and they just do it by sheer volume. So we don't have the space for that. We're just in our house. We have this room that we call Nola's room, who is our dog.
It's our dog's room.
Oh my God. It's gonna be KRISTINA.
I love it.
And she loves carpet.
Yeah, it's the only room in our house with carpeted floors. So
we're
giving it to her, and it's like
spoiled dog.
Our house, when we bought it, it's like the only room in our house that's not been remodeled, so the walls are like pink. And it just looks like it was out of it.
It's really good.
Oh, that's too funny. Let's see, but it's me, Killer. We have him in here.
What's up? It's me, Killer. Good to see you.
Oh, hey.
It's me, Adam.
Let's see. Duncan said, Martin, you always go live when I have to order lunch.
Well, you gotta wait till after the live stream to order your lunch again.
Yeah, he's out in Australia, so he's in like tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Let's see. Dab Kitty Sparkle said, yes, I can be here to see the kids off to the bus and be here when they get home. And if I'm sick, I can stay in bed.
Oh, that's her having her freedom.
Yeah.
Yes. It really is the dream. I mean, if I'm feeling it one day, you can just pick back up the next day. And nobody's expecting you to be there, which is really good.
Yeah.
Exactly. It would be so nice to just wake up and be like, I don't feel like doing
Not
this.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing this full time for a couple months now, and it is kind of hard keeping yourself motivated though, because there's days where I'll go like 3 days with touching nothing, and then it's like, okay, now I really have to like grind because I slacked off hard. Like,
right.
So
yeah.
It does definitely,
but it's really nice to just kind of be like, okay, like the next thing that I have to do kind of is probably like Easter.
Yeah.
like I don't have anything in my schedule.
No plans besides.
Sounds amazing.
But I have been like picking up a couple like side jobs and stuff, and like doing something went wrong. No, that was probably just our Wi-Fi. My phone. But like I've been doing like today I went and picked up like some sticks at some guy's house for like an hour and a half for $40.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Exactly. Brainless work, why not? You know, I have a couple people that want me to just do like lawn work and keep up around their house, so that's perfect for me.
Yeah.
And it fits into your schedule, right? So you can kind of go.
I can do it whenever. I just have to go to their house and let them know when I got there and when I left, and then they'll.
That's 40 pieces of inventory on a Goodwill Saturday. Like,
let's see. The startup said, been loving the video lately. Golden Thrifters also want that crooked hoodie.
Oh, you want that? No, I've actually it's bad. We bought that for resale, but I've been wearing it, and I don't think because I actually do like that brand a lot. But that's what's kind of nice with clothing too, is like, say Christina found a really nice Calvin Klein sweatshirt that we were gonna resell, but she's been wearing it. Stains or nothing on it. There's still resale value in that in a couple of months or when.
Absolutely. You can wear it and get what you want out of it, and then you're sell it.
It's already worn.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not like,
wasn't new.
Exactly. It's not like it was.
You gotta be more careful with it, with like your ketchup and stuff.
My God. That you eat, just be careful.
Get her a bib for when she wears that shit.
Yeah,
For a
Get
little
a bib.
yes.
Let's see. Dwayne wants to know though, have you guys ever sold any law books?
Law books. I think that we've definitely scanned. I know for a fact we've scanned law books because I was like, oh, law book, because I work at a law firm, so of course it's stuck out. And I was like, oh, we might get some money out of that, you know. But a lot of them were older editions, so we haven't really had a whole lot of luck finding law books.
That's what I was gonna say. Is the law is constantly changing,
exactly.
And so if your book is a year old, it's kind of useless because they come out with new editions every year, and so people don't want to buy old law books because they're kind of irrelevant. If you can find some current ones, then they're probably worth some money, but those are a little tougher to come across.
Exactly.
Have you guys found any textbooks yet?
Definitely. We actually, the first day we got our scanners, he told me about the Amazon seller app, and I was like, he was showing it to me and everything, and I had some old textbooks, and I was like, let's go through these. Let's see what these are worth, and it ended up being like $150 worth of valued textbooks, and I was like, these are for years. And I was hooked from there, and I was like, okay, let's do this.
Awesome. You did it right, Adam. You had her do something, and then
other guys. He was like, "I'm so happy that this is working out. I'm getting so excited about it."
See, I know we talked about this before we started live. I don't know if it was on live, but we were saying that a lot of other couples, like the guy will be doing the eBay reselling and everything, and his girlfriend or wife will be like, "I don't want any part of that. Like, that seems lame." And it's like you gotta get your spouse or your partner just do it with you, because it's just so much more rewarding and it's so much more fun. Like I couldn't imagine doing eBay and all that and YouTube just by myself with her being like, I don't want anything to do with that. Like, that would be...
Honestly,
you should talk about last weekend.
You make such a good point about it being more fun, because apart from the fact that you can do double the work, like when we're scanning books, if I can get through 2,000 in a few hours, if you put both of us doing it, we're through 5,000. Like, because she's faster than me, but
we compare numbers. And
but honestly, like she was busy this past weekend, and I went to a few book sales by myself, and it just wasn't as fun. There's no one to you don't like. There's no one to show your like, oh, look what I found too. I don't know. It's just, but to your point, like if you can get your significant other on the same page with you, it's it's something you can do together. Your free time can be profitable in addition to being fun.
Exactly.
Like there's a lot of pluses to it.
That's really awesome.
Like we love to go thrifting together. It's like our favorite thing to do.
It's funny because when I started my channel, I was going thrifting by myself and doing all that, and I honestly hated thrifting. I thought it was so boring. I've been in thrift stores before to like buy clothes, so I wasn't like grossed out or anything like some people are, but like I just didn't like it. It was so boring. I hated having to go to the thrift store and then come back. But like now that she comes, it's like 10 times more fun because she's on her aisle scanning or looking at the clothes, and I'm on the other aisle looking for clothes, and it's like, oh, look what I found.
That's the best part.
And you guys are after a goal together, like you're trying to make money together. So it's just a good bonding experience. And
you're learning together, which I mean I think is really important too. So it's really cool.
Learning and growing.
Yes, they're all about that. So
learning a lot, like, oh, you're faster
than scan. So you pick up tips like, oh, you can probably just skip over those books, like they're not worth anything. Like you learn things from each other, and just you get more efficient that way, and it's better for the business and as a couple.
Yeah,
exactly. But let's get back to our actual question.
I'm like question 2.
But what are some of your goals for your reselling career? Where would you like this to take you guys?
Sure. So other than the flexibility and everything we talked about already in the video, we actually did set a monetary goal for the month of March. We didn't quite hit our goal for the month of March. But, like we didn't hit it every weekend like we had been either. And this was also for our first like real month actually sending in.
Sorry, that's our dog.
It's okay.
Our dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Super loud.
Yes. So monetary goals, I think eventually we would like to, replace at least one income, and then eventually, one person could take it on full time. I think similar to kind of what you guys have done, and then ultimately build it up so that we're both just doing it full time. Yeah,
that was definitely one of the goals when we started. We sort of said like by the end of the year, we would love to have one of our incomes fully replaced with resell dollars per se, and because that would just be such a game changer if either one of us could go to doing it full time.
Now imagine just the time you would have 9 hours at your house every day just doing that while the other person is making the money. Like it's the time that opens up when you are full time is crazy.
Exactly. We commute an hour each way every day. So it's like,
oh my goodness.
So work is taking up like 10 hours of your day pretty much.
Yeah.
Every bit of it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any free time working list at all?
What's that?
Do you have any free time at work where you can get some listing?
So my work is a little passive. Like I'm an assistant, and so it's kind of like request driven. So if I have requests, I don't have time. But if I do have if I don't have requests, then I have a little bit of leeway there. It's usually where I get to do some learning, things like that. Her job is a little more mentally taxing. So when she's at work, she's kind of off the radar. She doesn't really have time to do anything else. So when she's at work, she's committed, and like we said with the commute, she's probably pulling 50 hours a week. Wow. So it's it makes it a little tough, and I'm not trying to complain because there are people out there who definitely work harder than us, but it can make it a little tough to get out there and scale the business the way we want to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we have so many comments. I feel bad.
How many people are in the chat? 22. Wow, that's a good record. Usually we get about like 15 to 20. So
awesome.
What's up to all 22 you guys?
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Success with Sully said, "Sup guys."
Hey Sully.
What's up?
It's nice to be in here. Mark said, "Very cool. One tip I like to do is look at Craigslist for free books, and I use the app IFTT, which emails you the search for Craigslist."
Smart.
Ooh,
if this then that, it's like a software you can set up where I'm guessing what he's doing. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's basically like if a Craigslist listing is created that has like the words free books or just books in general, it'll automatically get sent to his email address, and then he can be one of the first ones to respond to it.
That's
really smart. We haven't gotten to that level yet, but
Mark's an expert.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a great tip, Mark.
Yes.
We use Nextdoor too. I don't know if you guys are on Nextdoor, the app. It's like a neighborhood app. But
we were told to get Nextdoor, but
yeah, people are always giving away free stuff on there too.
Oh, we'll have to look that up.
Is that
we got a refrigerator for our garage from there? It was totally free. So
yeah, we love free stuff. We actually we have a big garbage day that happens like once every season here. So we went out and did a we weren't really actually planning to do any like a garbage haul. I guess we were actually going to get pizza, and there was just so much garbage. And then we found this one bin full of like baby stuff, and like Christina was just like, pick it up, and I was like, whatever, you know, if there's nothing in it, we'll just put it back on the curb, you know. So,
it was garbage anyway.
Yeah.
So picked it up, and then we found actually a big box full of books, so we picked that up as well.
Sweet.
And hopefully that will start our Amazon FBA with that, but we haven't gotten that.
And baby books do sell. I will say that. That's
Baby
not
books?
Yeah, there's some baby.
and baby books.
Parenting and baby, yeah. We definitely have had some success with that.
I have heard parenting books sell really well.
Yeah.
Forget that. Just write that.
And then we've also found some stuffed animals, like brand new with the tag in a trash bag.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
So that was really cool to find. But still haven't done anything with all of those yet. Just kind of been sitting in our living room.
It takes time. You gotta get pictures.
How many eBay listings do you guys have?
Oh, yeah.
We have 202 up right now.
No, it's actually 199.
Dang.
Yeah, we sold two, but yeah. We it's actually the past week it's been from like 190 to 210.
Yeah.
It's been staying in that range, so
A lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot to do.
yeah.
But let's see. Mark said, I'm experimenting with selling long tail and duds at a local flea market. Do you have any tips on this? I noticed kids' books are flying off the shelves. I'm selling 3 for $5 and one for $2.
So I guess the only tip I would have, I was watching these guys, they're called Latin Pickers. They're in San Diego, and it's a couple of brothers who started doing this, and something that I just happened to see on one of their Instagram stories for kids' books, because they're typically not very valuable, but they're really plentiful. For like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and like some more popular books like that, they'll collect sets and then sell the set on eBay.
That's smart.
It was just something, if you're getting tons of books really cheap or free, you can compile sets and maybe get a little higher value for them together than you could get apart.
Okay, that's a really good tip. I don't know why I wouldn't think of lotting books together, but I literally did not.
Yeah, we're very far from the books. We were thinking toys, clothes, vintage, all that, but it's like, why not books?
Yeah, we have so many too in our house that we could probably sell.
There you go.
Start with those.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hustle Williams said, "What's up, guys?"
Let's see Hustle Williams.
Grab Kitty Sparkle wants. She said, "I love the painting on your wall. Did you guys paint it?"
Ashley painted this.
I actually painted this, you guys, and I'm not even creative. So
That's really good.
this was fueled by wine and one of those paint night places.
Yes.
Yes. I have a creepy clown hanging back there too. We have a whole actually, you guys may know about something about these clowns. We have a ton of clowns, you guys, like probably at least 30, 35, 40 clowns that we got for free. And they're clowns of all sorts. So we don't know what to do with them.
They're porcelain. They're really nice clowns. And so
they're collectible.
I don't know. I've tried to do research on them on eBay, but I have trouble finding like comparable listings, and they feel like they're worth something, but I suck at eBay, first of all.
We'll try to find them for you. We got it.
Yeah.
I'll DM you guys some pictures, and
send us a picture.
Let's see. Sully said, "I tried books and gave up pretty quickly with FBA. I stick mostly to other household items now, and I'm wondering if they also do more than just books on FBA. If not, any reasons?" So do you guys do anything else other than books, or is it just books?
Not yet. As of now, we're just doing books, trying to get it mastered.
Yeah.
If we get to a point where we're getting the type of sales that we want, or I can see that it's trending that way, we've had thoughts of maybe trying to hire a sourcer so that we can just do the listing portion of it, the listing, packing, shipping part. Because obviously driving around a bunch of different places and sourcing is what takes a majority of the time. Yeah. So if we could pay someone but stay within good margins, that would be a good way for us to start to scale the business. And if we could do that, then we could start to look at other retail arbitrage terms. But as of now, it's just I don't know where to narrow my focus to if we expand. Like you can do retail arbitrage with anything practically. And so I feel like if I don't stay focused on one thing, I'll just half learn a bunch of things.
Yeah.
that's not useful to me.
That's where we like want to stick with just eBay until we kind of master it, because we don't want to like
master it. What do you?
Like when
till we I thought you said we mastered it. I was like, we didn't master it.
I was like, you guys definitely are eBay masters.
You're eBay master.
No, not yet. But, like, because we don't want to half learn things. Like, we want to completely indulge ourselves into it.
Exactly.
Let's see. Four-Eyed Hustler said, "Hey y'all, I'm outsourcing. I wish I could run YouTube and scouting apps at the same time."
Oh yeah.
Do your work, Four-Eyed Hustler. Go get those books.
Yeah.
Just watch the replay after.
Yeah. YouTube Red, I think you can listen and scan them.
Yeah.
There you go. And tell YouTube to be able to keep playing whenever you close the app.
YouTube Red. That's what
YouTube Red. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for that privilege.
Drives me crazy.
Let's see. Mark also said good site for library sales is Book Sale Finder.
That's what we use.
Okay.
Awesome. Definitely another good tip.
Yep.
Mark's on.
He is. He's on.
Mark is awesome. Yeah.
Mark's the best.
He said, haha, I'm still a small bookseller, but learning every day.
Hey, we're right there with you, man.
Aren't we all?
Yes, exactly. Duncan said, my tummy is making noises. It needs food. Do I have to wait until the end of the show? But Martin takes a half an hour to sign off at the end.
Oh, it takes so long to sign off because I just want to say thank you to everybody like
literally
a million times.
Let's see. Reseller King said, hello everyone in the house. Is it hard to do this by yourself with a full-time job? I know I could sell more, but what you have to do is just keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
It's definitely hard to do with a full-time job. Like you touched on it earlier, like when you're done with your day job, you just want to come home and be able to chill. But you just, if you really want to build a business like that, then you kind of can't. Like,
exactly.
Because, you know, it's kind of the extreme, but if you're sitting there, someone else is out there working. So,
exactly. That's a good way to think about it.
I never thought about that.
I'm gonna
sit down now. I'm going to keep that.
There you go.
And there's someone else is out there working.
It's true.
Duncan also said Martin has to go back to work. Kristina has to stay home and list. I bet she gets more listings done.
We were literally actually talking about that today. I was like, I'm trying to get her to quit, and I'll go back to my old job at a restaurant and work that full time and have her do it. Because I mean, like, I'm pretty much trying to base my full time on YouTube and grow our YouTube up and everything. But I mean, it's kind of at a point to where it's kind of just growing and it's like looking up. So I think I could take my foot off the pedal of that a little bit, and then we can really focus on our eBay, because that's what's hurting our eBay is because we're really focused on YouTube and stuff.
Okay.
So if I were to just go and do work all day and then come home and I mean just edit all night and then that's it, like I think that would be a lot more beneficial because she could be home getting like 50 listings up a day.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
She's like, yeah, I know.
It's tough to think that just like leaving my job, like it's really tough to think of that. It would just be hard to be like, okay, I'm quitting now. I have no job.
Yeah, and there's some security that comes along too with, you know, having your full-time job. So
exactly.
It's we've had those conversations too, and it's tough conversations because it's a business that you want to build and you see what could be on the other side of it. And you just, all you can think about is if I went all into this, I bet we'd get there faster. But at the same time, it's a little more risky to think about it that way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No, it's, you know, you have to find the level of risk that's right for you. Some people would be 100% cool with just totally quitting and being like, I can find a job like that again in 2 weeks if it doesn't work out. And so,
like, I think Roman the Roamer.
Yeah.
Romer the Roamer. Did he just, I watched a couple of his videos, and I think he pretty much just quit his job, quit college and everything, and just went on the road to do books on the FBA.
Yeah, he's been, I was watching some of his stuff today. He's really been hustling lately. Like, he just got a storage unit for, like, a bunch of books that he's going to get. And he just goes, he said that he, like, mapped out every library in Tennessee. He's going to, like, hit them all up, basically, and try and just source a ton of books.
That's
He's got big goals, but he's definitely working towards them.
Yeah. I would love to do that. But like also not really, because that would be like so scary to just be like, not scary, but so crazy to think like, all right, let's go just drive Tennessee around and like a huge like map and find your library.
Yes.
That's how she is for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, and not to a fault or anything, but it's just nice to have security because, you know, we did restaurant jobs and stuff like this that we didn't want to do for a long time. And we finally got to a point where we both have really good, stable jobs, if nothing else. And so it's a lot to think about giving those up.
Yeah. To give it up to like where you work so hard to get there. I know.
Exactly.
Hard. Let's see. Tonio said, how and where do you get the right size boxes for the books to FBA?
That's a good question. We had a few Home Depot boxes, the standard Home Depot boxes that you can buy from the store. Obviously, it gets kind of expensive. You just keep having to go buy more boxes. So we usually look on like Nextdoor or Craigslist or free moving boxes. And we actually saw one post, it was a couple weeks ago, and we immediately messaged them and they're like, yeah, come get them. And I mean, we are set on boxes. Our garage is full of boxes, all sizes too. So really whenever you're putting in your dimensions for shipping it into Amazon, there's no specific, I would say, specific dimensions.
Doesn't have to be any certain size. It just has to be under 50 pounds.
Right. And so, you know,
our boxes, like books are so heavy.
Yeah, we've had to send in like multiple shipments before just to break them up because of the weight. So multiple boxes.
My concern is I'd be like, oh no, did I put too many books in here? Like,
yeah, we have to. I think I've heard you guys say you do it too, but you get on the scale with the object. So the same thing.
We do that.
But it's usually me holding books like up to here. And she has to read the scale.
Stacking them on.
It works. Yeah. And we've never gotten flagged or dinged for having a shipment over 50. So we usually stop at about 47 to give it a little buffer room, and we've never had an issue.
That's awesome.
Oh, and Mark actually said he uses Home Depot small boxes as well.
It's perfect. And you know, like they're not a ton, but someone DM me on Instagram and they're like, don't even pay for boxes if you don't have to, because people are moving all the time. But and you can find them for free. But worst case scenario, I think the small ones at Home Depot are less than $1. So if you go there, they're like 92 cents or something like that. So
but it definitely can add up too if you're sending like multiple.
Like 100 orders.
Yeah.
And they have the dimensions already on the side. Which
that's nice.
One less step.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Seymour said, what is the most money you guys have found in a used book?
Most money we found in a used
book? So, like, we've only been sending them in for a month. So the number that pops up on our scanner, we've had some higher ones, but the ones that have actually sold are a little different. I think the most expensive book we've sold so far was $38 or $39. But we've never bought a book for over $2. So that was at least $37 of profit. But we found some textbooks. Textbooks have seasons though, like because nobody's really starting classes in the summer. Maybe a few people, but textbooks sell primarily like at the beginning of January and then at the beginning of like August and September. And so we have some textbooks that are like in the $100 range, 110, 120, but they're obviously not likely to sell right now because no one's really looking for them.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that day.
The right buyer will come around eventually.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see. Daniel Martin said, "What's going on?"
Hey Daniel.
We have Anthony Mora said, "Martin and Christina."
Hey, he's actually a Facebook executive chef in New York.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. He opened the first all vegan, like plant-based restaurant down there.
Really?
So, like, that's really cool. I think that's awesome. And he's selling on the side too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's awesome. I'm vegetarian, so I would definitely go there. That's really
cool. Duncan gave you a new challenge. It's to list 65 things by Monday. You
just me.
Yeah.
You got that. You got the whole weekend.
I like your motivator.
Oh, I'm busy. I gotta pick up sticks till Monday. This guy's actually letting me borrow his trailer so I can haul more away. And when we started today, because this was my first day actually meeting him, he was like, "Oh, like, can you load up your truck and take them away?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." Not thinking I have nowhere to dump these sticks. So like, my truck's just full of sticks right now, and I told him I have to put them on the curb.
Bonfire? About a bonfire.
See, we live in a village.
Too cold, though.
Yeah, and we live with curbs and everything, and there's a little town, so we can't even have fires in our backyard over I think, like 2 feet. So
we have too many sticks.
Yeah, I have no clue what I'm gonna do with all the sticks. I actually put it's funny.
Fires.
I put a picture of my truck with all the sticks on Let Go, and just said free wood. I'll drop off within 15 miles, and I've actually had 2 people interested, but they haven't messaged me back. So hopefully I'll drop it.
That's just the way you can do. Like we have this one book that she wanted to sell. It was a textbook, and we actually sent it in to Amazon because we didn't catch it before we sent it in, but it turned out we were restricted in it. It's a medical book, and so I don't know something about it, but we were restricted, and so we had to do a removal order, and they sent it back. But we're just going to put it on eBay because it's like a $40 or $50 book, and we don't want to lose that. But anytime you have something, just try different platforms. Like if you can't get rid of it on Craigslist, get rid of it on Let Go or Mercari or eBay or whatever.
We're all about cross listing.
I actually have a question about textbooks. Do you guys know like a lot about textbooks? I don't want to like.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if we know enough to answer your question. But
we definitely try.
We'll try.
Well, I have a lot of like. I went to University at Buffalo, and all of their textbooks are like specific to University at Buffalo textbooks that I bought. Would that be something that I could like resell on Amazon? Because like they were expensive, and they were like science books and psychology books. But I don't know if it's just because they're like UV editions. Would it be like not worth it?
That's a really good question, and we actually ran into that because we found a Georgia State University specific textbook when we were sourcing, and I was like. I scanned it and it said it was like accept, and I was like, really? I mean, I don't know. And so it hasn't sold yet. It's definitely in the warehouse waiting. It's listed, so we'll keep you posted if it sells or not. Because I mean, I think people still go online and look, and that's not to say that somebody from Georgia State won't be like, hey, I need this communications book. So I don't see any harm in listing it.
Honestly, though, I think you'd probably be better off with those on like Facebook Marketplace because it's more local.
True. Yeah, it's local.
If someone is looking for a specific university, unless it's like a massive university, like a major state school, I don't know how big University of Buffalo is, but
I think there's 30,000 people there.
Okay. So. I mean, that might work. That's a pretty big school.
Yeah.
But I don't think most people tend to look on Amazon for their school specific.
Yeah, that's where I was like. I didn't know about it. But
yeah. It's worth it, but honestly, if you sell them on Facebook Marketplace, then you don't have to pay Amazon any cut. You don't have to pay for shipping.
I didn't even think of that. That's really smart. I just thought, because I was like, Amazon probably won't work out. So then I was going to just like sell them back to like a college like book buy or whatever. And I would only get $21 for 6 books. Huge text.
It's a ripoff. It's such a ripoff.
Yeah, college bookstores are criminals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. Okay, I'm gonna pause
with
the comments and get back to our questions.
No, you're good.
Number 3. What motivates you to keep going?
Each other, I would say.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a motivating.
Yeah, definitely a big motivating factor. It's another good thing about being in a couple is you don't both have to always be on. Like if you're fortunate enough that one of you is feeling motivated that day, then you can kind of pull the other one along.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So definitely each other where it helps to be in a couple. And then just keeping sort of your eye on the prize. We both really want that freedom that we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're really chasing. And so we have our goals that we want for sales up on our marker board there, and we just kind of just eyes on the prize helps us to stay motivated.
That's awesome. That's pretty much how we're at. Is we just look at our goals every day, look at what we want to accomplish. Are we still here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, like
it just took the screen away for some reason. Okay. I forgot what I was talking about. So let's just we got to get into these questions.
Let's do it.
Number 4 is, what's a good tip that you give anyone starting an online business?
My best tip to give anyone is just to start. There's so many people who theorize about it, and I was one of them for a long time. I've researched so many online businesses,
like
and I was like,
he's been looking online about
I was like, I should do social media marketing. I should do a consulting agency. I should do private label. I should, and so finally, like I did all that thinking for months and months, and nothing was ever accomplished. And finally, once I got her on board, the effort to get her on board was something that we were trying together. And actually started taking action, because we're sort of different people like that. She's a very good action taker, and I'm a very good theorizer. She would dive in and do things and figure it out later, and I will sit there and make sure I have it figured out and then do things.
I'm just like, I need to make sure I have everything set in place, and then I will do it. But Martin's like, let's just do it. Like,
yeah, I think that's probably why books worked out the best, because, you know, over the last year he's been doing research, like, hey, let's do private label, hey, let's do this, and I'm like, okay, but can you like lay it out and show me how it's gonna work? And then like, yeah, I mean, like this and this, and I'm like, but I need to know, like, I need to know the plan. And so ultimately he did that with the books, and I was like, okay, I'm totally on board with that, like it makes sense. And he did a great job of explaining it and showing it, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
But yeah, you just have to start. If you have like a little money that you can risk, like you don't have to save up the most, but like start, if you guys are doing eBay, then start with what's in your house. Books, you can start relatively affordably. I think we started, minus the cost of the books we bought, for like probably less than $300. It's not, which may be a lot to some people, but we bought scanners and a couple software subscriptions and things like that, and we were on our way as far as just getting the books going in. And it's just, you know, just get started. And then if you see some success, then that will motivate you to keep going. If you don't see success, try something different.
Yeah.
You don't have to be stuck on one thing. You can research things. And if you find stuff that doesn't gel for your personality, like, I sort of understand social media, but the idea of going into a business and selling myself to run their social media, that's not really my personality. And so that's not a model that would work for me. Even though like I might know the technical skill, it's not, as a whole, it's not a good business model for me. So just experiment with things and find something you like, and then start.
Yeah, just start.
Yeah, it's really, you just got to start. Like, that's a really good tip, because even for myself, like, I was doing construction work and I was really wanted to do something different. But like, I knew like what I really wanted to do was YouTube, but like I really wanted to make money somehow. And I had no clue. And like, the one thing I always wanted to do was either like flip a car, or like what I'm still actually kind of working towards, what we're working towards, is buying a duplex to rent out half while we're living in half. But that's more future.
Yeah.
But I just like, I really wanted to just do something, so that's why I was like, okay, quit my job and start YouTube and eBay or whatever type of reselling I could find. And then like, in the beginning, I was, like we said, like I was trying so many different things where nothing was even working. And then when I met up with Steve Rakin, he told me, focus on one thing, don't jump to the next shiny object, stay on one thing and master it. And that's what we've been doing since then, and it's really helped us out.
Yeah,
really good advice.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, that was actually where I discovered you, was from like one of the very first Breaking Profit videos I ever watched you were in, and I was like, oh, this guy. And so I went to your channel and started following you guys. And
how cool is that?
That's so awesome.
That is really awesome to hear.
Yeah, that video had like 7,000 views or something. So I remember the one day right after, it was like the second day after, I think I jumped like 300 subscribers.
Wow.
whoa.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap. And then like I thought that was the thing, but then it didn't, and it stopped. And like it was just like it was like 200 and then 100 and then like maybe 20 and flatlined. And
hey, we're still getting new people.
Yeah, we're growing a little bit. So we actually did just hit the 700 mark, which took us so long.
If you guys out there aren't subscribed to them, go down there and hit that subscribe.
Definitely smash that like button and hit subscribe.
Yeah.
All right, so I know you guys are kind of new into this, but have you guys ever wanted to give up? And why so if you had, and what did you do to push through it?
So for me, I haven't really wanted to give up yet. It's more so like, especially with some of the early successes we found, I just wish I had more time to do it. And so when I want to give up, it's more about like, I want to give up my job and like have time to do this. But so it's frustrating not being able to do it as much as you want, and that can be, I guess, a little bit of a negative experience when you have these visions of things that you want to do and you just have restraints one way or another on why you can't do them. That can be a little discouraging. And when I did go outsourcing without her, it was a off day. Like usually when we go source, we'll spend, I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 8 hours out scanning books. And we usually stop and like get lunch somewhere along the way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but being out there like without her and not having a good day, I was like, man, this kind of sucks. And it made me want to get to the point where we can hire someone else to do that part. So there are times when it's slow and not going quite as well, when you definitely do want to give up. But the overall goal, if it's one that you really want, can easily be a strong enough driver to carry you through.
The bigger picture is what, like, even when I want to give up, I'm just like, eventually one day I don't have to sit here and list 500 things.
Exactly.
For me.
At his point too, sometimes the places that we'll go, say for like example Goodwill, they may have already been picked through, and so we should scan them all, and like we're not having any luck, and I'm like, I know I should scan all of these, but I already know I haven't had any luck. I have a little green accept button, and I love that thing, and I haven't seen it in like 20 minutes. But anytime I start to feel like that, I just tell myself like, okay, well, if you finish this row and you still don't have one, then you can reassess. And usually I'll get like one, and that'll just like,
it'll keep pushing
me, and then I'm like, okay, let's do the rest.
Yeah.
So that's
sometimes all it takes is one item. Like if you're going through a Goodwill and you found one $80 textbook and you spent an hour and a half there, then you still made like $30-some an hour to see books at Goodwill, which is more than what a lot of people make. So
it's crazy.
I know. In our last video, I don't know if it's our last, but the retail arbitrage that we did at Walmart, we were like kind of comparing it to like my salary at work, and it literally was so sad to think that in like 20 minutes I would make like $5 or whatever. At Walmart, I made like $100.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so let's see. Number 6 is, do you think an online business is for everyone? And do you think it's better with a partner?
Yes to the partner.
Yeah, I have nothing to add on to that. I think it's a pretty straightforward, yes, it's good with a partner.
Yes.
Definitely 100%.
And for me, again, you can add on if you want, but I definitely don't think online business is for everyone. And I think that's totally an okay thing. Like I was watching a Gary Vee video today, and he was like, some people are meant to work 9 to 5, make $50,000 and have a great life. And that's, he talks about some of his friends who are very close to him, but nowhere near as successful as him, but they coach their kids' soccer teams. They go out with their friends on Friday night and watch basketball games. And like, that's something that if you were really a hardcore entrepreneur life and every decision like lives and dies with you, you have to put off those things sometimes, like, because your business comes first. Otherwise you can't pay your bills. And so if you're not willing to do that, like there's nothing wrong with having a safe lifestyle and like having that 9 to 5. There's tons of people who have amazing lives doing that.
You need people like that because not everybody can be an entrepreneur.
And so there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to analyze if it's right for you, evaluate it. You can always try it out. And if you don't like it, decide it's not for you. It may be too much risk, too much work, not enough stability. There's a million different factors that could make it not right for you, but there's just as many that could make it right for you. So you kind of have to evaluate it for yourself. But because of that, I would not say it's for everyone.
That's a really good tip because I feel like a lot of people are just like, yep, it's for
everybody.
Everyone
go get it, buy my course. Like,
a lot of technology that goes in with it, I mean, there's softwares, there's apps, and so like, if you're not really a
tech savvy.
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know anything about computers.
Yeah, like,
Whatever. I've seen your edits.
I don't know where this editing skill came from. Like, I swear, like, I literally downloaded Adobe in December and just started editing the videos. I barely ever like YouTube how to like make anything. I just literally just have just been learning as I go.
Not good at computers.
right.
Okay, I don't know how to set up this live stream. I have you do it. I don't know how to get the Google Hangouts. I don't know.
Funny.
like I'm all about this YouTube and everything, but I don't even know how to start a live stream yet.
That's funny.
Our team is better.
That's why it's better to have a partner.
These live streams would not be happening without her. So
one time he tried to do one without me. Didn't it like completely
it was so
fail?
bad.
Like no one could see your video.
I think we went for like, it was actually my first interview. We went for like a minute and then we were like, all right, let's just end this. And I deleted the video.
Oh, no.
Schedule and we never did.
All right, but we have a lot of comments.
But Thrift School, if you're watching, we have to reschedule.
Let's see. Zach, our friend Zach wants to know, how do you guys decide conditions of books on Amazon? Thanks.
That's a good question. I'll show you what we have.
So Amazon has some guidelines, and they are tacked to our wall.
Perfect.
So we just printed them out.
Yeah, we just printed them out. They're on that piece of paper there, and just depending on, there's a couple different factors that go into it, but like books have dust jackets, and so if they're missing the dust jacket, then they're conditioned lower. We didn't make these criteria; they're on Amazon's website.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the only other
search you can find it, but
yeah, just Google like Amazon used book condition guidelines, and you can find a lot of it. And the only other general rule that we use is, unless the book is like really, really nice, we usually drop it by one condition just for ratings. I've heard that from Reezy and a few other people. Like you need those ratings to win the used buy box on Amazon, and because it ties into like your account health and things like that. And so if you create happy customers, he said a lot of times he'll get reviews like, oh, this said it was only good, but it looks like it's brand new. Like, and so we try and drop it by a tier, and it also, it may not allow you to charge quite as high because you're really only supposed to price against the ones that are the same condition as you.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's a good thing because some of those like new books are overpriced, and someone will be very happy with getting your good book for a couple dollars cheaper.
Exactly.
It's kind of, it's, I was just about to bring this up. I just said Thrift School. He talks all the time. It's, under promise, over deliver.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So it definitely applies in the book business as well, or as far as it goes for us. Like if I'm ever in doubt, someone DM'd me a question the other day about, they sent me a picture of their book and I was like, how would you list this? What condition? And I just always guess one under just to be safe. And you know, there are some people who go to like serious measures, which it's not that much of a sacrifice if you have the setup already, but this one guy I watched like shrink wraps all his books before he sends them into Amazon. And he, you know, like he really like pads his boxes to make sure that nothing gets damaged in transit that could maybe result in like a bad rating where you listed it for like new, but it got dinged up in shipping and now it looks acceptable maybe. And so, you know, there's definitely steps you can take to safeguard yourself. But in general, we just go by the Amazon guidelines. They're pinned on the wall when we condition, and we drop a lower level.
All right. I know he asked us earlier today to ask us or ask you that. So
he was like, put in your questions. I was like, I already got my questions. Go in the chat and ask questions.
The also glorious things about conditioning books is that you get to scrape off like stickers and you get to peel off all the stuff. So we have like a whole bunch of Goo Gone, and so we're like scrapers and we're like just going crazy on these books. So that's not the not so glamorous side of conditioning.
Yeah, that part definitely sucks. But sometimes if you have a book like that, you can take it from good to like new just by peeling a few stickers off, and then you can, if it doesn't take you long, then you can command a couple more dollars for it. And so, since they're not high value products anyway, a couple dollars can make a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever scraped like part of the cover off or like made a
don't you tell them what happened with Googlon and our most expensive Bible that we found?
A Bible.
Yeah. We found a Bible that was selling really well on Amazon for good profit. And there was just one little sticker on it, but it was kind of a sensitive cover, and I was trying to get it off. It wasn't working. So I was going to dab just a little bit of Goo Gone on it, which is the solution that is supposed to like loosen adhesive, like glue. And I spilled it, and it went all down the spine of the Bible, and it like turned this brown color of Goo Gone.
And I was like, that was like new, and now it has to be.
Oh, no.
But you know, we set it out overnight, and we like ran a fan on it, and luckily when it dried almost entirely clear.
Oh, that's good. That's
what it's listed as like.
But it was definitely a scary moment.
See, we kind of had that problem. We sold the mug on Macari, and then when I went to go grab it to package it up, I just dropped it and it shattered. So when she was at work, me obviously having time, I super glued it together and was like, "You think we can still sell this out?" She said, "No, we couldn't."
That's so funny.
I'm gonna go grab it. It looks nice.
That's hilarious.
It looks nice.
No, you definitely have to keep it now.
Yes. Just a small leak. Just a small leak.
a small leak.
Hey, you can't even tell.
Oh,
There's like that part. It actually cracks from like all down here, and then like.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
You see the inside. It's
oh no, yes,
yeah.
you have to keep that for
You
someday
definitely
when
do.
you have a really nice office in your home.
yes.
It's a Beatles mug, so this was like the only mug that was actually like selling.
Yeah.
I know, like I listed probably 7 or 8 mugs before we got into books.
Mm-hmm.
Not one single sale.
Yeah, Gary V mug life.
That's not a thing, no.
My actually first time in the thrift store, it was Black Friday, so they had like 25% off. So all the mugs were 50 cents, so they were actually a quarter on that day.
Oh wow.
So I bought 40 mugs, and we probably sold about like maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And like this one, just a headache because we had to cancel that order. And then we had another one that actually got smashed in shipping.
Transit,
so
yeah.
Oh,
we've had a couple
Yeah.
headaches with these mugs, so we're just gonna probably take them off our store. Hold on.
otherwise it's not the best life.
Mug life is not a good life for us. Let's see. We're going back really far. I'm sorry, but Tonio said to put the sticks on your curb on bulk trash pickup day. We can't wait that long, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Martin's got to get rid of them by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I am gonna put them on the curb though, just I have nowhere else.
yeah. But Zach also said Scotty peelers. I know the rookie resellers are fans of
We
Scotty.
do have
Yeah, those are the little plastic peelers that we use to
Yeah.
stickers off. We had before we got them. I probably sat down here one day and peeled the stickers off like 25, 30 bucks, and my fingernails were just gone.
Yes, it's I had like
See, that's why we like clothes. You just rip the tag off and that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
one and done.
Yeah, super nice.
Scotty peelers, if you can get them for cheap or can
Yes.
afford them, like obviously you have your finger if you don't want to spend the money, but after a while, if you're doing a lot of books, it can definitely start to hurt. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Actually, like we got some toys in California
Oh my
when
God,
we
that
went,
was
and we were trying
horrible.
to pick the like stickers off. I kid you not, they had like the weirdest shapes cut out of them, like little squiggles on the inside, and I was like, "Are you kidding?" Now we have to go and pick around all these things.
Yes.
Like my fingernails shredded doing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, like glue all underneath your nails.
Yes, that's not nice.
But for the freedom though. Ruining your fingernails for freedom? She said, I would do it.
Yeah.
Quick.
But Jenny Spotton said hi.
Hey, Jenny.
Hey.
Yes. Let's see. Anthony Morez wanted to know about. I lost the comment. How about cookbooks? I know we talked a little bit about this, but he said, being a professional chef, I have a ton. Some signed by famous chefs, some very antique, and a lot in between.
That might be a better eBay market. I'm thinking like signed by chefs. Yeah.
Auctions.
Because then you can like give a better description, on eBay, and then
Exactly.
collectors.
Yeah, because people may not even find that under Amazon because they're probably not looking for a signed copy. They're just looking for that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on a real note, if you have one signed by Bobby Flay, I would love
Please.
to have it.
We love
Yep. We'll take a look. If we find it, it's coming your way.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. All right, let's see. Chase said, I stopped yesterday at someone's and one with somebody's garage. LOL, got a nice wood bed and metal bathroom shelf, but forgot to get it on video. Very nice. Garbage pickup or garbage day is very, very nice. And also, Mark said he is terrified of clowns because of Stephen King and the Poltergeist movie.
What about It?
I don't.
It is a scary clown movie.
I don't watch scary
we don't watch
movies,
scary movies.
Okay, yeah. It is. So Stephen King wrote the book It, and it's about, there's this clown in it called Pennywise, and he goes
I've
after
heard about it.
We know all about it.
Heard about it, but I
watch
can't.
it.
We watched it. Well, we went to see it. I watched it. She.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't do scary movies.
I was literally, I couldn't even imagine. Nope. Let's see. Sorry, there's a lot in here, but people are just talking and back and forth. Oh, Ty's in here. He said, "Hey guys."
Hey, Ty.
This is also like 30 minutes ago, so you might not be in here anymore.
Yeah, he's probably hopping up right now.
Anyone named Ty watching the replay?
Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Duncan has a tip for new sellers. Don't start a death pile. Buy and list. And never give up.
Somebody actually told me it's good to keep a dead pile just so you have something to do and you're not always having to go out and source.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I can definitely see both sides of it, because there was a day last week when we didn't have time to go out sourcing, but we had books here that I could prep like without having to leave the house. So in that sense, it was good to have a dead pile, but we also have a dead pile of porcelain clowns that are doing us no good.
Let's see. I don't remember what we were talking about, but Mark said, I don't know if this would work, but you could bundle 2 of them with a bag of coffee beans. Might sell. Oh, mugs.
So there you go.
Mark thinking outside the box.
Yeah, thinking outside the box, adding stuff to it. Especially if they're like a Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts mug.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I've seen the Starbucks mugs that do well, but unfortunately I never find any of those.
We have, I think, 2-star. We have a little espresso cup one and then an actual like Starbucks mug. They haven't sold.
Yeah.
I think for Starbucks mugs, it's like when you go to like New York City, you can get like New York City special like Starbucks mugs, like those. So I don't think
if they got like the state on them.
It's like ones. This, I actually looked this up. This could sell for $30.
No way.
Yeah.
Why do we still have it?
Because it's like let's see. Dab Kitty Sparkle said she has to go. Great video. All of you are great. Stay awesome and hope everyone has a fun and profitable weekend.
Oh, thanks. Have a good night.
Dab Kitty Sparkles.
Andy Garza said, great live stream, very informative. I've been selling on eBay since 1999 and I'm learning something new tonight. The reselling community can be priceless when it comes to information. Thanks, guys.
Wow,
thanks so much.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome to keep learning things.
It's a good sign. He's been at since 1999.
Yeah, it must work if he's been doing it that long.
We
were 2 years old in 1999.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a little older than that.
But okay, we went. Let's see. Robert Carswell said, "Hey guys."
Hey, Robert Carswell.
But hello,
Robert.
And then
faces.
All right, we have 2 more questions for you guys.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
So I think you might have actually answered this, but what was your biggest sale? So the most profit that you've had?
Yeah, I think it was around $35. Of course, so it would have been $35. Amazon takes a little bit of that. I think all in all, we probably made $25 off of it or something to that effect.
Like $1.50.
Yeah, you paid well, like,
$1.50 or $2 book. That's a huge profit margin.
Yes.
Would take it every time if I could find 100 of those books.
Oh, yeah.
How nice
Yeah,
is that?
selling like 5 of those a day. Well,
Exactly.
we'll be just quitting your jobs tomorrow.
That's it. Done.
Yes. All right, and then our last question is a little bit funnier. Do you want to ask it?
Sure. Who does more of the work?
That's funny.
It's interesting. So like when we're actually doing it, she probably does more of the work. She is a little faster. She does a little more of the technical stuff. But if we're not actively like outsourcing or prepping or shipping, I'm the one that's running most of the things. So it's like when and it's kind of just due to the nature of our jobs, because she works so hard through the week, doesn't really have time to do anything. But when we hit it on the weekends, she goes really hard. And so she's probably working harder. But throughout the week, when I have time, I'm doing most of the rest of it. So all in all, it's probably close to a pretty 50-50 split.
I would say it's 50-50. And plus, he's the one that did all the research to get it started. So, like, I didn't really know anything. And he's like, we need this software. We need this.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me
all right.
Yeah. So, so he did a lot of the front work on the whole thing too. So,
but we're married, so I'm required to say either it's even 50-50 split or he does more.
Oh,
so.
right.
I was gonna say, are you reading like a script or something?
I know, right?
They give it to you when you get married.
Trying to get some
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest. Kristina does all the work.
You're just the face.
Yeah, I'm just the pretty face that you guys love.
Pretty face, yes.
That's funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you do all of the YouTube stuff. Like, I do not edit videos.
I do the marketing and the social media.
And he does a lot of he does a lot of social media as well.
Yeah, I was actually I pointed out to Martin today that you changed your name from Rookie Resellers to Adam and Ashley, and I was like, yes!
Yeah, following the trend you guys set. Yeah. No, Martin DM'd me and he was like, we were talking, and when we would interact on social media, he would always just be like, "Thanks, Rookie," and I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I don't know what else he's supposed to say because I never knew what my name was. So
I am a Rookie.
I should introduce myself. So I'm Adam. She's Ashley.
Yeah.
And we're Rookie Reset. We got to come up with the intro like you guys.
No, I love the name.
Yeah, Resellers is an awesome name.
They're gonna have to change it in like 2-3 years. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I never rookies anymore.
Well, it's funny.
Intermediate resellers.
I follow this guy on Instagram, and it's called FBA Noobs. But he has like $10,000 in sales for the month, and I'm like, you're not a noob anymore.
At that point.
That's funny.
Let's see, but we have Jose. He's from Brazil. He said, "How are you guys?
Wow.
Sorry for my bad English. FBA is FBI. You selling books on FBI?
FBA probably.
FBA,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're selling books on FBA, so we just go source them from different places. We scan them into Amazon's system, and then we mail them in, and Amazon takes care of the rest. We don't handle customer service. We don't handle returns. And that's sort of the beauty of it. We haven't talked like a lot about our model, but that's from start to finish. That's basically, we go find books that we can get for $2 or less usually, unless it's a textbook. Sometimes we'll pay up or something like that. But typically we do $2 or less. We come in, make sure that they fit in underneath of 50 pounds. And then we send them into a fulfillment center at Amazon. People buy them offline, and it's out of our hands at that point. Amazon takes their cut.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. We really
even Brazil. You can do it.
Yeah.
Worldwide, it's awesome.
It's really awesome. Thank you for watching all the way from Brazil.
Yeah, how cool.
That's really cool.
You guys a place to stay if we ever travel there? I want to throw to Brazil.
Road trip.
Yeah, okay. We'll drive from New York up here to Brazil all the way.
Be there tomorrow.
Yeah. Stop on the way and stop at your guy's house. And
you definitely should. Bring your pup.
Yes.
Yeah, bring Finn to Atlanta.
Yes.
He passed out somewhere. He finally
the walk finally killed him. Duncan said, "May I go now?"
Duncan, you do have permission to leave if you are that hungry.
If you're not hungry.
But
thanks for sticking around, Duncan.
Thanks, Duncan. Enjoy your lunch.
If you really did want to support us, though, you'd stay till my half-hour outro. I'm just kidding. It won't be that long tonight. Is that all the questions?
Well, I skipped a few, but Daniel Martin said, "Keep killing it." Well, I didn't skip questions. Sorry. Oh, look,
here he
back.
It's like I heard my name.
Yes, he heard flock.
Oh.
He's so fat.
What's up, bud?
He's losing some weight, though. We're putting putting him on a diet.
He's on a walk today. He's good.
Exactly. All right, but that actually looks like it's about it for our questions. Yeah. Oh, a lot of people said they saw you on Rick and Profit, and that's how they began following us.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
I really appreciate you guys for seeing me on Rake-In and then being so interested in watching our videos. That means the world to us.
Oh yeah, it was super cool, man.
We're really boring people outside of this. Like
it's funny. You can think you're boring because I definitely think that we can be boring too, but it's fun. You don't really get to judge for other people. Other people may think you're super interesting. So,
you're right.
That's where the first time we actually did a live stream together and we went for like over an hour and we had like, I think 15 to 20 people. And we were so shocked that like that many people want to just kind of hang out with us.
That anybody cared. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if any of like my followers are not real accounts or whatever, and I don't even have that many, but sometimes it just blows my mind that like, I think we're around like 420 followers or something on Instagram. It blows my mind that people would even press the follow button. So
yeah,
I'm super appreciative of it. And, you know, we always try and bring like whatever value we can, which really quickly, we're doing a giveaway. If you see this tonight or tomorrow, before tomorrow night, we, why are we doing it?
Just because we love you guys. We love the community.
We just decided to sort of randomly do a giveaway.
We got hooked up with a big box of tape, and we were like, we know the resellers use tape. So we give this away for free because it adds up.
So if you see it, go to our Instagram. It's at Rookie Resellers. I think it's our second most recent post. It's a big box of tape. And just
red box of tape.
Comment on there a lesson that you've learned reselling or a good piece of advice. And we're going to have the drawing tomorrow night, Friday night, sometime around 9 or 10.
Eastern time.
Eastern.
Sweet. We'll keep an eye out for that. We'll link your Instagram right now, so give us 1 second.
We're going to go put it in the chat, people.
All right.
There we go.
Perfect. All right. But on that note, though, besides this, I think that was one of our last questions down there.
Awesome.
Oh, Brian said, I like sitting here to hang out with you guys. It's so
Thanks for hanging out, Brian.
Thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate you.
Brian and I had a 25-minute phone call today.
Yes.
Nice.
All about learning and everything.
Yes.
Connections, learning.
So happy to like be able to, I guess, teach him, even though I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about, but.
All right. So we just put the link in the description, so definitely go check, or not
everybody watching,
comments.
Go follow them.
Yes.
They're doing this giveaway. They're awesome people. Clearly, as you guys can see, you've been watching over an hour of them. So you guys
go follow us.
There you go.
Jose said, what are you talking about? I speak Portuguese and I do not understand what you say. I'm sorry, I don't know if any of us speak Portuguese.
Unfortunately not. I wish I did.
I know, I wish. But he said, I really like your culture and your customs. I feel honored to talk to a foreigner. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
That's sweet.
We're honored that a foreigner actually found our channel and is watching us.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure.
If you don't know what we're saying, you're still watching. That's awesome.
I know, right?
I appreciate you.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbnail.
There you go.
Oh, look, Mark just followed you guys, so you can have his endless.
Hey, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Duncan said, next show hosted by the dogs, please.
Featured. Yeah. Finn and Nola. Love it.
Totes. That would be interesting. Four-Eyed Hustler said, yo, follow Rookie Resellers. They're awesome. Inspiring progress.
Thanks.
Appreciate that, Four-Eyed Hustler.
Four-Eyed Hustler is also another. He's a great. Maybe we should get him on here.
Yeah, I was just thinking we should get an interview with Four-Eyed Hustler going.
There you go.
All of the FBA people could go into one big interview.
Yes. Just be a party.
No, we got to wrap this up. We've been going for so long.
Thrift store gold pop-up book. Darren said.
That'd be cool. You guys gonna come up with a book?
A book?
It'll just, you open the page and it's the things you find. Like
it's just our face. That's what it's gonna be. Just a big pop-up of our face.
Yes. With
Martin holds up a broken mug.
Beatles mug.
Just smash that like button.
Awesome.
Oh, Brian said after the live, I'll go follow them.
Oh,
Robert said he followed you guys. So
Sweet. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
yes, they're awesome people. So
Very
definitely
cool.
check them out and actually learn some things from
And
them.
like their stuff and comment and actually like check.
Engage.
Feel free to engage. Like I try and respond to everyone on social media. I don't have all the answers because we're still pretty new at this. But if you ever have a question that you think I might know the answer to, definitely DM us. I'm always on the DMs, always in the comments, trying to interact with people. And so, like, definitely feel free to. We're super approachable, or we try to be. So
Slide in the DMs, you guys. Slide in there.
and we'll do our best to help out.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, we're gonna wrap this up. So we really appreciate you guys coming on. Our first couple to interview, and
It was awesome.
Super awesome.
So fun, really.
Really
though.
great to hang out with you guys.
Really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna be talking a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Probably even doing more live streams together, because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime, you guys. This is awesome.
Yeah.
If you're in Georgia and Atlanta, come visit.
Awesome. Oh yeah, we'll be there.
Oh yeah. We'll make a whole trip out of it.
Yeah.
You'll have us for like a week, and you'll be so annoyed.
Yes. We gotta go to the aquarium down there though, and then the Cola.
Cola Museum.
Yes, I went to the old one, and then they opened a new one, right?
Yeah.
So I have never been to the new one.
You worked right down the street, so you can get free parking.
Yep.
That's nice.
Real Atlanta.
That is nice.
That's
All
really
right.
awesome.
But
So, what? You got it.
Duncan just said list 65 items.
Okay,
somewhere.
Duncan, I will. I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm gonna start tonight, and I'm gonna list 65 things.
Love it.
So, on that note, we
Yeah.
really are gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
So thank you everybody that has been watching, and thank you all the people that rewatched it. We really appreciate all your support. We still wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So I know like every YouTuber says that, but like for real, like KRISTINA and I would not be here because the amount of work, not like the amount of work that it takes, but just how frustrating it can be. We would have quit a while ago, but just knowing that we have fans like you guys and just such awesome people that we just want to keep putting out content, keep making videos for you guys, just because like in the beginning of the thing, we just love the reseller community. We want to keep supporting, keep helping. So every day it's like, just got to keep going.
Keep it up, man. You guys are putting out great content.
Absolutely.
So definitely keep it up.
So if you guys haven't already, because we know some of you have, go follow their Instagram. And then we're also going to put your YouTube link in the description below. So go subscribe to their YouTube channel. I hope to see more videos posted on there.
So do I.
No, I know.
All right, let me try and find YouTube.
I think we're just going to put it in the comments really quick for people, and then we'll put in the what's it called as well.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to get some editing tips from Martin, and we're going to start filming things and uploading to YouTube. There's really only one video. And actually, it's kind of funny because it was before we started books. So I just went to a thrift shop and made a video about our little haul, which I've sold a good bit of, apart from the mugs. But definitely want to start recording more and putting some YouTube content up as well so that we can try and deliver on multiple platforms. So if you subscribe or follow, we really appreciate it. And definitely thanks to both of you guys for having us on.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for coming on here and just being so like
awesome.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like,
I know it was really fun. I'm like, can we do this again? Like, what are you guys doing tomorrow night? You want to hang out?
tomorrow.
Our new best friend.
Yes.
I know, right?
Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Her name is KRISTINA. My name is Martin. They're Adam and Ashley, the rookie resellers. Go follow them. Go subscribe.
Show them love.
Yes. So, like I said, thank you guys again for watching. This is us. Peace.